Welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. Right, that's why. I don't think we need to go to the Arbor Rock currently. What we will do is head back to the capital. And then from there we will head down around here. I need to visit the throne room.
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
Yeah. Wine. Regongar. Listen, Caledorn, remember about recruitment? Well, I did that. We have the numbers, but there's no one to command them. Regongar spits through his fangs. We need to find someone these dimwits will fear and obey. Me alone is not enough. You know who we should make commanders? Not one of those boneheads from Brevoy who dance around their pig stickers. No, we should hire spellcasters instead. Our regular bonebreaker troops won't whisper a word against a wizard. They are too afraid of getting lightning thrown into their faces. Just imagine what terror they'll bring to the battlefield. Not like those sword lords Chorrel mopped the floor with them. Well, that's a good idea. Let's hire spellcasters as officers. Great. A couple of fried troublemakers and the rest of your soldiers will toe the line. This Jubilost. Greetings, Baron. Let's not beat around the bush. You and I simply must discuss taxes. I don't know how often you go to the treasury, but I go quite often indeed, as my service requires. Well, there is less and less money in your coffers, while the demands of the barony keep growing. We simply must raise taxes whether your subjects like it or not. If I were you, I would raise the tax modestly. Of course, the treasury will not be replenished quickly, but the people will curse you significantly less. Jubilost grins, which means you may remain on the throne significantly longer. Okay, I guess we'll go with that. We will raise the taxes by one third. I think this will be a fair solution. Jubilost adjusts his glasses. It does my heart good to see how reasonable and patient you can be. Believe me, in such a situation, this is the best possible decision. Get -1 to community, -2 to loyalty, but +3 to economy. Let's quick at the table. Hey magic, triumph. The priests not only lifted the phase curse, but cast a protective spell over the settlement. Any further first world visitors to this settlement are in for a very unpleasant surprise. There is no doubt that order in these lands have been restored. Divine +3. The general was given an audience, +1 military. Treasurer, audience, +1 economy. As for projects, I have a bumper harvest. This year the gods had smiled upon the peasants. The grain crops are doing well and stalks are bowing to the ground under the weight of the food they bear. Such fortune is rare. Who will decide what to do with the sudden wealth? Let's send Jubilost off on that and give him a crisis point. We can rank up the economy to rank 3 actually. However, I think we will do that in the next episode, because currently I would much rather do what I intended to do and not spend an entire episode doing kingdom affair management again. Off we go, the world.
A rest would be welcome.
Could do the companion quests. I'm supposed to enter.
Oh, time to get some rest, isn't it?
I'm hungry. When
Time
do
to
they
search
stop?
for the spot to rest.
Yes, we'll rest after this.
You've lost a chance to resolve this peacefully.
Get yourself exposed.
Your life ebbs low.
Where are you guys going? Oh. I love the professor's hat. Why are you moving so slowly? Ah, you're exhausted. Eve.
A rest would be welcome.
Science.
Why do people write everything down? Memory is firmer than paper.
Well,
You can't borrow someone else's memory and read it in a library. Besides, memories die with their owners, while books keep living. Well, maybe not forever, but definitely longer than their authors.
there is that. No, we'll not enter. Well, we will enter Fortune Fix to have a little visit.
Our path leads on.
Shaynih'a. A young woman catches your eye. She looks like she has come from far away. She approaches with a dancing gait and addresses you, speaking in an unfamiliar drawl. May the perfect human protect you. I am happy to meet you, O worthy one. My name is Shaynih'a, but you may simply call me the Tulip, as all the best of my friends do. Ever since the sun rose today, raining, I've had a feeling that I shall take part in a grand encounter, one that shall change our fates forever. And lo, it is so. Praised be the perfect human for this gift he has bestowed upon these eyes that see the future. And so we meet. What next? You, O worthy one, can help me find my calling. I am beset by doubt. What if by choosing the path of a master smith I am making a terrible mistake? After all, I, Shaynih'a the Tulip, have seen many wonders, the likes of which your humble realm has never heard of, and I wish to recount them. But alas, I cannot write in your language. For this reason I require a writer, and a worthy one. I have witnessed Master Chokhek cover emptiness in tattoos, and a human grew out of them. But these patterns were so intricate and deep that the ink became more important than the flesh. Trust me, for I have woven the tale of these events myself. Perhaps I have been destined to become the muse of a great writer. If, O worthy one, you find a suitable scribe for me, I shall pay you back handsomely with my wisdom and advice. Jubilost is a renowned scholar and author. Talk to him. Ah, let us see then how learned this man truly is. I hope this esteemed opium inhaler will enthrall me with the depth of his knowledge and the richness of his verse. I greet you, O most worthy opiumist. I have heard much of your wisdom. Now lend me your ears and I shall tell you a story that... Just a moment. Why on earth do you call me an opiumist? Who came up with that? Isn't every learned man supposed to be an opiumist? Back in Vudra, I met so many noble and illustrious scholars. Each and every one of them inhaled the smoke of opium so as to lose his mind, that the surrounding world with its lowly impulses would not distract him from his scientific endeavors. I have noticed how empty your eyes are, and... Never have I inhaled anything, nor do I intend to, and I find it highly unlikely that a whole cast of intellectuals would willingly expose themselves to such substances in order to lose their minds. It is as true as the fact that the fastest black genies can outrun light beams, thus evading the touch of the sun, which is fatal to them. Trust me, for I have seen this with my own eyes. It seems to me that you are spinning these wild tales on the go. I very much doubt they have anything to do with your actual travels. I have no interest in such things. Jubilost turns his back in anger. Remains silent. Perhaps I'm not as good at telling stories as I thought. After all, putting the events of the past into words is not quite the same thing as witnessing them. Perhaps I chose wrongly when I decided to become a muse. Until I can answer this question, I shall remain true to the calling I've always pursued, weaponsmithing. If, in your kindness, you could indulge me once more and grant me a workshop in these lands, then I swear to you I shall make for you truly miraculous weapons, the likes of which these lands have never seen. But for now, let me tell you a story that our conversation reminded me of. Listen to the story. This truthful story was divined for me by a woman who had eyes on the palms of her hands. Once upon a time, the sorcerer Maka Abdikara decided to become immortal. He started living his life with such purpose and determination that his essence would be imprinted on all his future incarnations. Maka studied the arts and became a great conqueror. He consumed the flesh of his enemies and servants to gain their strength. At a feast, Maka once swallowed a whole tiger. The beast's rage and hunger burned in his veins until, consumed by it, he ate himself. Years went by, and a young prince by the name of Purisav Wagba destroyed Maka's empire, slaying all of his generals. For Purisav was a reincarnation of Maka, bent on restoring the empire to its true glory. Eventually, Purisav was defeated in battle and his empire died with him, but it was Maka Abdikara who spawned the terrible race of Rakshasa, cunning beasts, half human and half animal. Trust me, for I have met these creatures many times. Maka always dreamed of leaving a mark on the world, and he did, but not in the way he expected. It was not on the battlefield that his name became immortalized, but in bed, surrounded by concubines. Each may be mistaken in choosing their own path, even the wisest of all. Perhaps I am destined to be your advisor, O most worthy one, or your lover? Go now, for I need to be alone to think upon my words, and I need to get away from you. Whoa. Trader here? How can I see? Okay, so we have butter. Seem to be out of butter. Buy the butter. Eggs, we have plenty of eggs. Honey, we have honey as well. Meat is definitely not an issue. Milk. We have milk as well. We do have some nuts, but I'll buy nuts anyways. Then we'll sell the pelts. Also sell the gems. I don't even want to know what you cook with a Hydra eye, but I'm guessing we'll find out eventually. "24 wolf pelts. Now that is impressive. We go, and off we go. Why is there... Oh, okay, never mind.
This awaits us.
Rautascha Weizers. Can we build an artisan's building soon fix now then? The Howling Wolves triumph. Our soldiers chased the wolves straight back to the lairs. They destroyed all the beasts as well as their leader, a bloodthirsty warg. His skin now hangs on a banner, inspiring the soldiers with courage and pride. +5 military. Talented recruits. Both of them are busy. All of them are busy. Guess we can do that then. And let's see here. Enter. Build. Yeah, there we go. Shaynih'a's shop of exotic curiosities. +1 economy when adjacent to a tavern or longhouse. Put it there. Also build a longhouse, I think. And we'll build some piers. And a tavern. Dragon's armor shop. Oh, we definitely need to build that as well. We already have the bulletin board. The final thing we need is a tavern, and we definitely need to buy more BP when we get back to the capital. Moving along then. Probably got that bandit camp at some point, but we have more important things to do. Seem that we are not going to have any random encounters here.
Time to get some rest, isn't it?
Time to search for the spot to rest.
Yes, let's do that.
Harem, why on earth did you tag along with us, huh? Why do you care where you sit as you wait for your big ending?
Oh, sometimes I wonder. But I am where Grotus's whisper has brought me. And this place is no worse than any other.
Perfect. Guess we can go back to old Beldame. Hurry up, people, hurry up. Now what? What is this? Bandit. How did you fools manage to lose the horses? We were supposed to carry... Are we supposed to carry these boxes ourselves? What even are these iron things, and why the hells do we need them? That's them, Lindsay whispers, pointing at the bandits. Caught red-handed. We'll show them what happens when you take someone else's things without... We'll teach them a lesson. These iron things will get us rich, Blockhead. It's an alchemical transmutator. I've seen them in Ustalav. We just assemble it, turn it on, and it turns rocks into gold all on its own. Don't just stand there. Get in the harness. Jubilost opens his mouth about to say something, but instead just covers his face with his palm and shakes his head sadly. You sure about this, then? Alright, let's see if we can even get this wagon to move. It's just attacked. Look, it's that scumbag who took down the Stag Lord, and no army to be seen. Lucky day! Get him, everyone. If we take out the Baron, we can be Barons ourselves. Thrash the Baron's scum.
Make an epic pose. I need inspiration. This is where I step in.
What a waste.
Only problem is that the Baron knows how to defend himself. After inspecting all the boxes in the wagon, Lindsay barely restrains herself from kissing the mechanisms inside. The press, safe and sound, just needs some assembly. Yay! Such infectious enthusiasm. I think I can already offer you a book or two by the famous Jubilus Narthropple, and a few useful recommendations on organizing book publishing. The second one is free. I can't believe it. My own publishing house. I have so many ideas, so many plans. I don't know where to begin. What do you think I should print first? What would you like to print? I don't know, that's why I asked you. I mean, it's more than just a business decision, right? It's, well, a choice, a first step. It's not like my whole career will depend on one book, but I'll always think back on it. Remember when you finally got your own printing press, Lindsay? What was your first printing again? And I don't want to be ashamed of my answer. Choose something beautiful, a book you wouldn't be ashamed to have your teacher read. Lindsay smiles at you warmly. It was teacher who showed me the beauty hidden in books. I think the best way to repay that kindness would be to do the same for others. Maybe that's really the main calling of a bard. Let's get to it. I'll send for horses to get this delivery the rest of the way to the capital. Grab the relevant loot. Come down to the hut. Beldame. You have no business prowling around here. Her eyes narrow. What are you, a thief? Bandit? Studies you, then hisses in her throat. Hell take you if you're a tax collector. Give her the mushrooms. Here are your black rattlecaps. The old woman smells the mushrooms and takes a small bite. She chews on it slowly for a moment, then grins, a gleam in her eyes. Ha! Strong! These will be good, all right. After her new herbs are tucked away, she seems a bit more pleasant, even gives a gap-toothed smile. That's a proper greeting, trading favors. Help me and I help you. So, what did you want to know, Ask, I know the area, might be able to help you on the way. Or maybe you need some potions. Nothing cheap, but nothing you can't afford, and they do the trick, they do. As far as I've heard, a daughter of a human and a fae used to live here. Her name was Elga Verniex. Are you her? The old beldame averts her eyes. Might be me, she sighs. Or might not. What's the difference? Who would still remember that name? Who are you? The old Beldame, they call me when they aren't calling me worse. Hag, witch, accusing me of fornicating with demons, stealing children, she grunts. Came here to be as far away from gossips like that, but that wasn't far enough. There's you knocking at my door, and just recent some other fool came. Begged me to buy his soul, can you believe it? Ah, bit too much to ask for some peace and quiet. See, I've never done any harm to anyone without a good reason. Others have tried to harm me. They regretted it afterwards, that's certain, but folk never learn. Oh, what should I say? With a sour expression, the old woman waves her wrinkled greenish hand. Show her the herb you found at the swamp. This seems to be an unusual herb. Can you tell me what it is? She takes the herb between her bony fingers, sniffs it, then gives you an approving nod. You've got a good eye. The herb is useful, but not by itself. Look here. She shows you 3 different herbs. This one's mudleaf. That there is gloomberry. And that's the dizzy head. One guess what it does. If you can find 3 bundles of each, bring them to me. What happened here? I've no idea. Used to be a villager once. Good folk. Well off, but not so well off to put on airs. They were at peace with the Fae, even at festivals, celebrated with them, but that was long ago. 6 or 7 dozen years at least. As for what ruined them, I don't know. Gotta guess though, in the darkest nights, strange sounds come from deep in the woods, crackling and moaning, as if a great tree is twisting its roots, rattling its branches like bones. Something there, a creature that drove away folk and Fae alike. Well, I've already done that, so that's kind of out of the question. How much for your potions? Have anything first? Oh, she had a book. Pouch of feather tokens. Ah, right, that's that quest, but we don't need that. I think we're good. The Kobold camp. Let's go there. You see a gang of kobolds resting around a campfire. When they finally notice you, they jump up and start scuttling around, making a mess and bumping into each other, all the while muttering something in their hissing language. One kobold emerges from the swarming crowd. His scales are a touch lighter than those of his companions. Upon closer inspection, he seems to be extremely old. His skin is dry and lifeless, and he clearly lost some of his scales long ago. There is something curious about this kobold. He seems to be calm, confident, and wise? Gibelost frowns and folds his hand. You would do well to watch these yobos, he mutters, teeth clenched. They'll try to steal your cart as soon as you turn your back. That's just the way they are. Schlarags, the old kobold hisses. The rest of the kobolds immediately calm down. Greetings, he says, addressing you and sticking out his hand.
Greetings. Greetings.
Shake the kobold's hand. Greetings. You shake the old kobold's hand. It is slimy and cold. He continues to stare, his eyes still, yellow, and emotionless. Kobolds, humans, love, the old kobold says. Uh-huh. Tartok, king, search. This Tartuk of yours is dead. I killed him. Unable to judge the expression on his snout, you can't tell if the old kobold is upset by your statement. After you answer, he turns away from you as if you cease to exist. The kobolds quickly gather and leave into the woods. Okay. That was rather unexpected. More rope. This really is a tiny map. Oops.
I will guide us.
Herbs.
My search was not in vain.
Without a doubt.
I think that's it for this area. It's also it for this episode. So in the next episode we will go to the Kobold village. Should have had this random encounter. But I think we can just go... No, I mean the lizard folk will... I think we can just go there without that, hopefully. Otherwise we'll have to go around here and go back and forth in this area, which will just be annoying. So I think we'll go there, and hopefully we will be able to save the boy of Jenna. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.